Here and say, this is the building to create that. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any plan to widen San Carlos?
No plan on that.
Is there any plan to control the traffic on El Divisadero?
We have our traffic guy here. Traffic, just a second here. Yes, sir.
What is the number on the lower right-hand side of phase 4? What is 750 mean?
750, maximum amount of students. Would we do that many? I don't know, we gotta listen to the neighborhood.
Why do you need a plan for that many, but we don't want them?
We don't want it.
Does it include part-time student, faculty, and so on and so forth, and administration?
What's that, ma'am? I can't hear you.
750 student plus, part-time student plus.
No, I think how you wrote the plan and stuff would be
How
the
many more
max.
faculty?
It would just be how it would be written by the city.
Plus more sports, much more
Has there been any thought of going underground and having one story above?
Could be. Could be.
How did the number go?
Because when this neighborhood was originally done, the architect and designers, everything was one story, no profile, everything else. In CC&Rs and everything else throughout the neighborhood, it's one story. So we'd like to see that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good comment. One story. Yes, ma'am.
How many of the buildings are 2 stories, and how far back are the buildings set from the property line on San Benito?
This is the only building on campus that would be 2-story.
And how far back is it from the property line?
It's 3 lots back.
No. Setback.
It's set back, it's right where it is right now. You can go right where it is, that's where it is. We'll plop it right there. Footprint. Your neighbor suggests maybe we lower and put 1 story in the ground. That's a neighborhood comment,
I'm
yes.
just curious about the density, because it seems to me in perspective from an aerial view, if you were to look at Berean campus, the size of it was originally made for an elementary school. If you look at any other high school, like De La Salle, any high school that's 800 to 1,000, the footprint's probably 4 times that size. So my concern is the density of it. Where are they going to park? I mean, there's a lot more impact than what you can see right there. It just seems like the entire parcel's too small for this size campus.
Yes, definitely, I agree.
No, good comment.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On phase 1, 2, and 3, you showed 570 as a number on the bottom right. Now it's
Yeah.
up to 750. How's it jumping up almost 200 just from?
Just the number of classrooms. We just need it for the teachers and students.
Parking getting changed at all?
No parking change. We put in the parking all at one phase. It's just that you need the classrooms of the students because they have, what's your student-teacher ratio, Craig?
18 average per class.
18 per classroom. So that's why you need more classrooms. But that's
How many
just,
parking spaces are in the phase 4 plans? I counted there were only 200.
yeah, Charles, I think that's the time for you to come up.
And you're talking 750 students plus teachers, and you got 200 spaces, the math ain't working real good here.
Las Lomas has 146, as I recall.
That's a downtown
Well, the parking is basics.
That's a community.
People live within a block of that school. Here, none of these kids live within a block.
Okay, good comments? Yes?
Regarding the sound fence, it tends to work well if you block one side and it's a single wall. Once you have a complex surrounded, you actually bounce the sound off and it amplifies it.
That's what we found.
So it's going to bounce off the walls of the gym and the fences, and you'll get the opposite effect that you're looking for. This is something you need to look at closely when you
Okay,
plan.
no, that's a good comment. We need to look better at the acoustical part of the noise from the kids. Yes?
I have a question. I think it was this week, Las Lomas had to evacuate because of the gas.
Yes.
I just don't see where you would evacuate that many young adults.
So, okay, evacuation plan. We need to
Yeah,
go,
fine.
yeah, good point. I don't know that answer. Evacuation plan. Yes?
I live on Los Felices behind the football field. I'm just wondering about the proposed lights. What direction would they face? Would they be at either end, or would they be on the sides of the field? Or all around it?
When you're done, just a little footnote, compared to any campus you've seen, athletic stadium lights have radically changed. So that they're more LED lights. They're not the same sodium, everything else. So they're very much focused in how they work and everything else, and they would be focused in for the fields. So radical. I just finished Oakland High. Oakland High neighborhood. It's in the better part of Oakland, and same thing. Lights were focused. Some shields were put down. That all worked.
So they'll face the houses, but they won't shine
Yeah.
in our house.
Right.
Right. You believe that, we'll sell her a bridge.
No.
You're going from phase 1 to phase 2 phase, when you have modular classrooms. You're increasing the students from 370 to that 570. That's a over 50% increase in student enrollment in 4 modular buildings, classrooms. How is that happening? The student density, it seems.
It just represents the parking layout.
Okay.
And for me to put a number here is to, I guess it's to make everybody excited here for a little bit, but it's just to work through that, work through with the school and everything else. I'm just basing it on parking, my friends. I'm not even that much discussion with the school and that and how to do that. That's how you do master plans. You do it, you meet with the community, you go through that and you circle through that, and then you do. Just like the batting cages, didn't know it was a problem, you can put it in another area.
It's amazing how those lights are, but we don't want any kind of lights because they extend the hours of activity in the field. And this is something that we don't want. As soon as the sun goes down, it needs to be quiet. This is a residential area, and no noise, no speakers, no traffic. So, no lights.
Understood? Okay?
Besides, if the athletic installation is so good and up to date and technically perfect, there will be many people who like to use it and perhaps rent it from the school and come here not only just for school activities but for other people who would rent the place to come and use the field, which happens in other places where they have done this. And then from a few events, you turn out to have a whole lot more. And not just the time in which it's used, but the frequency.
Okay, duly noted.
And one more thing.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned the batting cages, which are mainly my main concern and my nightmare of every single day. If they decided that they would put it into the gym, or whatever you mentioned, why didn't they do it already? All they have to do is direct the students and the coach, now we are going to practice there, and take it away.
Duly noted.
Or the letters that we
Duly
sent.
noted. Okay?
Dozens of
A couple more questions. I want to get time for Charles because it's yes, sir.
So I've only lived here for about a year. I want to be fair, I'm not familiar with the history of the school. How has the neighborhood benefited from prior improvement projects? And what direct benefits will the neighborhood get from this project?
I will let Craig Lee answer that question.
This is primarily for the school. It's to improve our ability to serve more students. That's the focus on it. The impact on the neighborhood, the immediate neighborhood, is going to be negative because of the traffic. That is the biggest issue in my
Can I add something to that? Can I add something? I've been here since 1986, about the same time that you guys moved. This place has not contributed to our community 1 cent in the last 25 years. They haven't been involved, they just come and go. They drive in and drive out. All the major traffic problems, all the drug problems in this neighborhood are from your students. They come and they think that they own everything. They just drive 60 miles an hour to our neighborhoods, come to the school, and then their parents the same way. The idiot parents, they drive 50 miles an hour, come here and they go. How many of your students live in this neighborhood?
I can say...
Not even 5. Not even 5, I can guarantee that.
We've had our cars ran into twice by Berean students that were 16-year-olds driving from Pittsburgh and Antioch with other children in the car, which is illegal. You cannot have kids, you cannot have your friends in the car when you're 16 years old. Both of them were 16 years old. They hit our cars, they pushed it back 2 car lengths, almost into our house, and all the rest of the kids took off running. When the parents got there and I found out they were making those 16-year-old children commute from Pittsburgh and Antioch, both times, there was two separate times. And the parents had basically told me to mind my own business. They need to go to school in Pittsburgh or Antioch if they want to send their children who behave like that to our neighborhoods. We don't want them here.
Yeah, the first and foremost problem with this plan is you've got 200 parking spaces, you have 750 students. If only 200 people are going to get to drive here, then basically what you have is another 550 vehicle trips 4 times during the day. And I can tell you, from living on Santa Fe Drive, and from talking to the people on San Benito and the people on San Carlos, they're not observing our speed limit. They're not observing the agreement to not drive on Santa Fe and San Benito. They're not observing stop signs. They're not observing any of the rules that are supposed to be in place. These are the parents. And if they're not doing it, you can rest assured they're not telling their kids to do it.
Okay, one more question, then we'll get Charles up here.
Well, I'd like to tell a little story. Well, it's real short. It's real short. My doctor told me that I should be running. Start running.
Speak a little louder.
My doctor said I should start running. And he told me about this field here, and he said you could run in this field. That there was an agreement with Berean and the school and Walnut Creek that we could use this park, right? So I came and I spoke with someone here in the administration, and they said, yeah, go talk to the coach. So I went and talked to the coach, and he says, no, this is the wrong coach. You need to go talk to this other coach. So I went and talked to that coach, and the coach said, yeah, any time that the kids are not there, you're welcome to use the field. Well, it was very late at night when there were no kids there, but the field is locked. Whenever the kids are not there, the field is locked. Then you put the gate or this fence around here. This is no longer our park. It's private now. And going back to the gentleman over here who said, you know, the original plan was that this is supposed to be a neighborhood park. It's not a neighborhood park anymore. It's not ours.
It's supposed to be a neighborhood store.
So now you're asking to expand it too?
Yeah.
Understood? We're hearing you now.
Can you
Charles?
put a picture of the final building?
No. I want to get Charles up here so Okay, so, also, clarification, sir, is this fence would only be this, see the front of the park?
It'd be around the edge.
It would just be on the edge. It wouldn't be, the park would look...
But it's already not our park.
If you look out there right now when I drove off...
That fence right there?
This fence?
That little fence, that just says...
That was put up by the city.
Keep out. That was to prevent the kids from driving cars over.
That was to keep the kids from driving on the park.
You can use that.
Anytime I want. And the track too.
No, not the track.
So that's private.
I have one more question. You guys own the land or lease the land? Do you guys own the land or you have leased the land? This used to be a school property.
It was bought from the school.
It bought.
Sold it.
I realize you have a timeline, but we have questions.
Yeah, and we have a meeting tomorrow night also.
Okay. Is there an alternate master plan that sees you not expanding the campus, but maybe building somewhere else, building the larger facility you're looking for, and keeping this as an elementary or middle school?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Yeah.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Have to think about it.
Not at this time. Charles.
Most of these questions are yours, not mine.
Yeah, but okay, any traffic parking questions?
I have one right
Yes.
now. As the school in Benito Drive and El Visadero, because there's a curve on El Visadero, and 60 mile an hour around that curve, I'm halfway across, I think I'm gonna get wiped out. In fact, I won't even go down San Benito Drive now. Is that something that could happen? Do other people feel that a stop sign there would be?
That, ma'am, like so many of these things, is an issue that needs to be worked out with the city. Those streets are not something that Berean can make any changes.
Oh, yes, they can. Oh, yes, they can. I worked on John Muir Hospital.
If we're gonna have this kind of a conversation,
We did 10 to $15 million improvement on the city property in John Muir Hospital. Yes, you can do that.